This is Dion and Anthony. So we're going to do a nice live show tonight because we couldn't help but realize how Tuesday was an amazing day in sports. What's your take on everything that's going on? Actually, what are we going to break down today?
So we're definitely going to break down this trade, which many of you definitely will, I would assume you would be weighing in on, because I think that this trade is, it's quite
monumental.
Yeah, right. I mean,
monumental
and I think there's some conflicting thoughts of this trade, which we'll get into. I don't know if you feel the same way I do.
Okay.
Maybe not, but
everybody knew it was possible to happen, but Boston wasn't really in the field. So someone posted a visual, and I guess when you see it, it's like, hey, I wonder who's going to beat who. And now it's like Cleveland, in my opinion, is not as unstoppable, so to speak, because from what I see on the Boston side, I mean, I forgot they got guy from Utah. Looks like
Hayward.
Yeah. Hayward. That guy. And then they got Tatum. And then they got their other guys. So, in essence, the trade is a huge trade, something you rarely see in the NBA now. And, Danny Ainge and Cleveland just say, you know what, screw it, let's do this. I like to know what everybody thinks, but in my opinion, it's a win-win for both teams. It's something that, Cleveland had to do, and they got the number one pick. They got Brooklyn's pick, which is pretty much going to be number one. Michael Porter Jr., I think his name is sought after, so to speak. But I don't like to talk about guys that haven't even played an NBA game. But
right.
What do you think about the trade in reference to how the teams are going to look moving forward?
So basically, so I was breaking the trade down here, and what I'm thinking is, so I think, my personal opinion, I think Kyrie's better than IT, right?
Okay.
So I think the Celtics...
Better individually?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the Celtics win there.
Okay.
But the Celtics lose on all of their aspects, because IT's still a stud. Mm-hmm. It's not like the Cavs got a bum for Kyrie. You know what I mean? They got a stud too. True. So essentially, you traded two great players right there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But then the thing is that the Celtics got one guy, whereas
Shane? Go ahead.
The Cavs then got a perimeter defender who's great.
What's his name?
Jay Crowder.
Jay Crowder.
He's a great perimeter defender. Now, He's not that great in my, I don't view him as a great player, but I think he's exactly what the Cavs need.
He's serviceable.
He's an athlete, perimeter defender, which is what they need. They also got a Brooklyn pick, which...
The Brooklyn pick.
Exactly, because that's probably going to be the worst team in the league this year.
Yeah, totally.
So, I think the Cavs got the better of the trade, personally.
All right, so when you say that, do you mean they got the better of the trade because they're preparing for you-know-who to jump ship?
Apart?
Yes.
No, I'm saying they got the better of the trade because...
In general.
In general, because I love Kyrie Irving. I really do. I love the way he plays. Mm-hmm. But I don't think he's like miles and miles better than Isaiah Thomas.
Okay.
Whereas, yeah, I think he's better, but not a substantial amount, right?
Okay.
So we get rid of him, and we get a great point guard anyways. And then we get a beautiful role player on the perimeter and a future top 3-5 pick, no matter what. So I think it's a win-win for the Cavs, to be quite honest. Because
so where do you see both teams at this year? Are they going to be, obviously they're going to be 1-2, but who's 1, who's 2?
I wouldn't be surprised if the Celtics got the 1 seed again.
Okay.
Because last year the Cavs were the better team, but the Celtics got the 1 seed. Because the culture of the Cavs, the culture of LeBron, is once I get in the playoffs.
That's where I turn it on. Even though he turns it on
right.
in the season.
Right, exactly.
So
you guys have your 1 seed, that's fine, because either way, whether we're 1 or 2, we're going to meet in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be a showdown.
I feel like it's going to be a huge rivalry now because now you got, the Shaq and Kobe thing where, that's the Boston and Cleveland series, LeBron versus Kyrie. And,
right.
Things are going to happen. Obviously, Kyrie, what's your take on Kyrie doing what he did and how he went about it? Did he do it professionally? You think it was a little shady? I thought he did it the best way he could. He pretty much said, you know what? I don't want to wait. I'm going to let you guys know. Somehow it got leaked to the media. He did it in a professional manner. He went to the owner. He said, you know what? I think it's best for me to go.
Right.
Do you think he would have did that if they would have won the championship?
No.
Interesting.
See, and I do think it was a little bit shady the way he went about it, right?
Okay. Why?
And I say this here because he was upfront, which is a great thing. He's like, listen, I just don't see myself here anymore. That's great, right?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of prolonging another year and just not giving a shit.
Yeah.
But the thing is that when there was such chemistry there, right?
True.
With him and LeBron and everything else going on.
Yeah.
And then it kind of just was swept under their feet.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know exactly what happened there.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing that I'm saying is so you don't want to be behind LeBron. That's pretty much what we're all getting out of this.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going on.
So you need to address LeBron, in my eyes.
So what is he going to address? Hey, LeBron, I want to be the leader of the team. I'm tired of you.
No, not that. Just
What?
say, hey, you know what? I would like to move on.
Okay.
And, we're
Appreciate
both great players.
Yeah.
We had a good run here. And I would like to go somewhere where I realize, what kind of player you are. And it's, you're a leader and things like that. But I would like to go somewhere else. And I would like to become that on my own.
Okay.
Not like where I don't answer phone calls and then shit gets crazy.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
though?
I get it.
Just a little bit more structure towards the transition than the way he went about it, I guess.
Yeah. My whole thing is he has the mentality of I'm tired of being in the passenger seat with this guy.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, he does have ambition. That's a good point. So he wants to be a specific player, such as a specific. If you look at it, he's going the Kobe route, but he's the one that got traded. Instead of keeping Cleveland, he left. Whereas with the Kobe situation, Shaq got traded in somewhat of his prime still. I still thought Shaq was still in his prime. I mean, he won a ring when he left. But
Right.
the whole overall situation is Cleveland is putting themselves in a position to at least have some semblance of a team once Mr. James, if he's going to do it. Before I used to say there's no way in hell he's going to leave Cleveland.
Right.
Now I'm like, I don't think he's going to stay in general, you know what I mean? So it's a little far-fetched to believe that, now LeBron's going to stay.
Right, but don't you think that there's too many very early assumptions of saying he's going to leave?
I
for
mean,
sure.
That's how it was before.
Right, but don't you think this time around, when the season ends, next year's season,
Yeah.
that he's going to tell these guys, listen, I want this, and this, and if we don't do it, I'm gone?
What can they do? I mean, at the end of the day, it's about money.
Right.
They just got rid of Kyrie's contract.
Right?
I think all they have really a big is Kevin Love's, which they should really get rid of that. Bump.
Right.
But what can he really say besides, I want this, and I know you can't get it because I'm making this type of money? What does Cleveland say? And I just, like I said before, I really don't think he likes Dan Gilbert. So he got them what he wanted to get them.
Correct.
What
Which
else
is why
there?
it should not be a problem if he leaves.
Yeah. I think it's a totally different situation now because, hey, I got you your ring. Kyrie's
Right.
gone. Now you guys can start from scratch.
Essentially, he came back and set out what he wanted to do, And he did it.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, I foresee a very, very lucrative situation for the NBA because the Eastern Conference Finals are going to be must-see TV, barring any injuries or anything.
It's going to be great.
I personally just think that you shouldn't underestimate Boston because they got a nice little squad.
I don't, but here's another thing that I was thinking about today, and I wanted to go over this with you.
Okay.
Let's just take a look at this Cleveland bench right now.
Okay.
If you could, let's get out the Schefter.
We're on the Schefter now.
We're on the Schefter.
Oh, I got it.
You got a Schefter. Okay.
Okay. I want you to take a look
All right.
at this bench.
All right. Who
Okay.
We got Derrick Rose. Rosie. This dude's a big Rose fan right here. This is Harry Carey.
I'll tell you right now,
All right, you got
Rose
Derrick
off the
Rose.
bench is going to be powerful.
All right. Got Kyle.
Okay. This is your lineup here. You got
Who's that? Kay Felder. Who the hell is that guy?
Kay Felder is a great point guard actually
Where?
out of Oakland.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so on the bench you got Kyle Korver,
Sure do.
you got Derrick Rose,
D Rose.
you got Iman Shumpert,
Yeah. He's still in the league?
you got Jeff Green, and you got
Jeff Green's on the team?
and you got Jay Crowder. That bench,
Wait. Oh, yeah. Crowder's not even starting. Okay. All right.
that's a scary bench.
Yeah.
That's a bench that everyone is going to have to account for because Derrick Rose off the bench against a
See that,
backup
please?
is powerful.
Derrick Rose is powerful until some power hurts his leg.
Right.
Okay.
But off the bench, him against a second team point guard is pretty solid,
Yeah, that's true.
right?
All right. Whoa. Got a little, see if you can see by the chef. They still got Isaiah Thomas on Boston. Let's pick that up, guys. So we got Kyrie Irving, Hayward, Horford. Whoa, come on. Catch up.
Jaylen Brown's a good player.
Jaylen Brown, Tatum. Oh, I forgot this bum. Marcus Smart. I can't even pronounce that.
Gresham, Yabusele.
This is the guy they got too.
Right.
Zikic. Ooh.
Terry
That's about
Rozier.
it, though.
Rozier's all right.
Oh, they got Marcus Morris, huh? But it's a Marquise.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you, that's what's going to hurt them.
Yeah, their bench is pretty subpar.
And the Cleveland bench is unreal. They might have the
Yeah.
best bench in the league.
I just still can't see that happening. I am knocked out on Derrick Rose. I don't think Derrick Rose is a bum. I don't think he's this or that. I feel that Derrick Rose needs to understand that his legs are a certain way. So he has to adjust his game to account for his situation. Kind of like Jordan did, kind of like Kobe did. You have to adjust. He can't drive to the hole and do what he has to do anymore. But with
You got to
Cleveland,
remember, though, off the bench this year,
he is on the bench. I forgot.
it's going to be a very
Less
different
time,
thing because
true.
usually as a starter, you got to hold your own.
Yeah.
Whereas you got to hold your own against another starter. Whereas now, I'll take Derrick Rose against a second team point guard.
Okay.
I mean, unless we're going to get nitpicky and start thinking of all the second team point guards right now,
No, we're not.
I take them mostly
about the starters on the Bulls.
mostly
We can
every
take them.
every night. You know what I mean?
You're right.
And same thing with Jay Crowder.
If you don't mind telling me while you're in the midst, who's the Bulls' second team point guard?
Bulls second team point guard right
Yes.
now.
Yeah, no one knows.
Chris Dunn.
Who's their first? He's their starter. Second team. All right. I don't want to just, get you all into that. It's just, there's a lot of holes in a lot of teams.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully, Cleveland doesn't have any. LeBron James is a leader. I just don't see him moving away from what he's been doing. But at the end of the day, as much as we don't like them, what's going to happen in the finals? Honestly,
The Warriors are going to win. Doesn't matter who any of the other
it
teams
doesn't.
get.
Last year we were like, Maybe, but
You know what the most comical thing is to me?
what?
People think the Rockets
No, they don't.
could scratch the surface right now
Why?
because they got Chris Paul, who hasn't played a full season in 3 years,
Chris Paul.
who stands no chance.
No chance.
I'm telling you guys, the Rockets are not going to be much better with Chris Paul than they were last year with Patrick
It might
Beverley.
be worse.
They might be worse.
Like, think
I
about
agree.
Because there we go. We're back. Sorry. We're in a secret location in a bunker. But we're back. With all else fails, you go to what you think is going to happen. LeBron and Kyrie in the Eastern Conference Finals. It's must-see TV. We got to wait. I'm looking forward to get into the media day for the Bulls to see which Bulls player Anthony runs to interview because he believes that the freaking Bulls are going to have it. Dude, no shot. No chance. Whatever you want to use.
Wait. What are you saying? I believe the Bulls are going to
You think the Bulls are going to win more than... No, I think you said 30-something.
No.
You said 20-something.
We'll have to check the tape.
Dude, I got the tape.
I think I said 23.
Dude.
Somewhere around there.
You said 32. And I'm like,
No.
dude, the Bulls are not going to win half. You're like, 32 is not half.
No,
I'm
no.
like, 10 more. No, you said 30.
No,
you
no.
got 30. All right, we'll go back. It's no problem. Everything's recorded.
Yes,
so,
correct.
I always... Oh, here we go. All right, so like we were saying, that's what it is for that. We're going to go to our next...
Mikey, big LeBron fan, bro. I want to hear something. I want to hear your thoughts.
About LeBron?
Correct.
Okay. Did I talk about this the last time with the drill that he did?
I love that drill.
Did I talk about it?
No, that was a phenomenal
drill is
drill.
Ridiculous. So, if you guys didn't see it, basically, he gets the ball, runs the length of the court, which is 94 feet. Ron, I'm not going to do that. Come on. Are you serious?
Exactly.
So, but that dude's a beast.
He is.
So, let's, if anybody wants to throw anything about him, we'll go back to it. But let's talk about this fucking idiot. Here's where I go, okay? I love LeBron, a John Bones Jones fan, since he has entered the UFC. He has become a fucking just, I don't even know what to call him. Like, I've stood by this dude.
Let me help you out. A disappointment.
Very big disappointment. I'm not going to call him out of his name. I'm not going to call him anything else. I'll let you guys do that. But how is it possible that you're a champion of the entire world without touching any substance?
I think the reason he didn't erase it is because I think he's
Could
thinking...
you say the tweet for him?
The tweet said...
Do you need to go to the chef?
I do.
I need you because you're leaving the...
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, okay.
Let me go to it right
'Cause
here.
You're a journalist. You have to say, quote.
Right. So
exactly
here's the thing.
What he said.
Is I have to find...
Oh, you
this.
retweeted it?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
And I quote.
He's going to quote it. Oh, you posted it too. Bones Jones.
No, actually, what I posted was Bones Jones could be the biggest waste of talent there is.
Okay.
Absolutely perfected his craft, untouchable in all facets, but can't stay clean. Which Bones Jones could be, if you didn't hear me the first time, the biggest waste of talent in sports. Okay. He essentially has 0 losses.
Mm-hmm.
It could possibly be gone.
Yeah. So basically what he said in essence, and I'm not quoting it for specifics, he said, last time he said that I beat him because of steroids. What is he going to say now?
Yeah, what's his excuse now?
That was on Instagram.
Oh, that was his Instagram. So, what is it? I'm a huge fan, and I'm fanning right now. But is it possible that there is someone in his camp that is putting some type of substance, and he trusts them into? That's the only thing I can think of. I cannot believe no one in his position is that freaking ignorant.
See, here's the thing. This guy has an addictive personality. Much like Josh Gordon. The circumstances, no matter how high they are, no matter how good they are, no matter how dominant they are,
Okay.
they can't stay away.
But
they cannot help
Josh
themselves.
Jordan isn't, Odell, he's not on the top.
He was on the top.
Top of the league?
He led the league in receiving
Okay.
that year.
Producer doing his job. So I'll put this here for you. Can you guys see it? Probably not. So I'll read it. Johnny Bones. Daniel says the only reason I defeated him the first time is because I must have been on steroids. Wonder what his excuse will be this time.
That you were on steroids?
Dude. Come on, man. We got a question here. It's from our first subject. You guys think the Cavs keep the Nets pick or use it to get something big?
It's a good question.
It's a great question. I think it depends on, and people don't realize that they probably talk in the background as well, but it depends on what LeBron does, buddy.
Oh, they're going to hold on to that thing
You can't.
until the last final second.
Yeah, and then who's available? Like, you got to get something huge to talk. I mean, Brooklyn's atrocious, even though they're going to be the second worst team, because we all know the first worst team this year is.
Don't say it. Don't say the Bulls. The Bulls, I'll bet you
The Chicago Bulls.
I'll bet you anything right now that the Bulls will be better than the Nets.
I'll bet a Greco and Son sausage.
I will bet this man dinner
Dinner.
at Chicago's newest, finest restaurant, Steak
Okay.
48.
All right.
Don't forget about me.
Dinner at Steak 48. I will take his son with me. That bill will be about $300.
Yeah. That what? The Bulls won't be the worst team
That
in
the
the league?
Nets will finish with a worse record
Than the
the
Bulls.
Bulls. You saw it
Episode
live.
17, easy steak.
You saw it live.
And I guarantee that this bet will be over before the season. Okay? But to answer his question, he wants our thoughts on Kyrie. We had discussed it a little earlier before you came, but in a nutshell, we said that Anthony actually said he did it a little sketchy. I thought he did it pretty professional by... He didn't leak it to and watch that box. He didn't leak it to the media. Someone in the team did. It just got leaked. I thought he handled it as professionally as he could. He's a great player. Do I think he's a guy that could take a team somewhere? No. I think he's a great 1-2 punch. He would be perfect with another superstar, but you guys got to realize, is Gordon Hayward a superstar? No, but he's a great player. But superstar, I don't know if he's there yet. So...
Gordon Hayward is phenomenal. I love
He
him.
is phenomenal, but superstar is what Golden State has.
They got superstars.
Two legit superstars.
They do.
Legit.
They do.
So until you can match that, you're only as good as your next teammate. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
So back to this idiot. So you don't think that someone could be in his camp screwing him over?
No.
Am I
Actually,
on some...
there could be, his head trainer could be watching right now, actually.
Okay.
Was the wrestling coach at my high school. Shout out to Izzy Style.
Okay.
And I know he would never do such a thing, and I know he's completely for John.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of the guys I can't speak for, but I think, as I was saying before...
There's no way that he's taking... Come on, man.
He could be. I'm telling you right now. It's an
Why?
addiction. It's an addiction.
But he didn't need it the first... Come on, man.
Right, but you have to... The guys like this, they find new highs.
But you're talking about Josh Gordon. That's weed, which to me, I'm not them. But steroids
Here's the
is
thing,
an
though.
addiction?
Here's the thing, though. 1,600-yard receiver.
Yeah.
Don't smoke weed. What does he do?
Smokes weed.
Okay, hey, you got caught. You're suspended. Don't smoke weed. What does he do?
Yeah.
He smokes weed again. Hey, now your 4-game suspension is now a 10-game suspension the next year. Hey, don't smoke weed. You know what he does?
Smokes weed.
What team's he on right now?
He's on team.
He hasn't got picked up since.
He's on team. I don't know. So
he's sitting on the couch on Sundays with me, you, and the rest of everybody else.
It just doesn't make sense to me how he could squander his life away. I mean, he looked amazing. I don't think it was because of any performance. He's a legitimate.
Steroids or no steroids, he wins that fight.
Yes,
hands down.
So I am looking forward to see what he could say. Like I said, I'm not gonna. I said this before. UFC is going to shit.
It is. I mean, you got the one superstar gets caught for steroids, the other superstar is getting in a boxing ring this weekend. So, which brings us to our last and final thoughts.
And Rousey's she's done. So
yeah,
and we got to go through this one quick. But the fight, and I just read something. I don't know if it's like some what's that term that they use when you're like a conspiracy theory. But there's some guy.
I saw that.
Did you see that? Is that weird to you?
He's now dead.
He's dead because he was going to leak that the fight is fixed. Is that possible?
He was expressing himself that the fight is, however, fixed.
Mm-hmm. And he called those two assholes or something, and they fly on the same jet.
Mm-hmm.
All we're doing is reporting.
And he's now dead.
We're not saying that anything's fixed if anyone's watching this. We're just reporting what we read. But everything's been erased from the books. Do you think it's possible to fix that type of situation?
Absolutely.
It's a lot of money involved, man.
Oh, yeah. The thing is, if you're going to fix something, it's going to be this. Because it's two guys who can control the outcome the entire time.
True. This is the only sport outside of maybe basketball, which is still hard. But
because you got to actually hit the shots no matter what.
You got to hit the shots.
This.
You darn right, Dan Levy. Kobe is still better. That's our statement, man. He knows it. But it's tough for me to just understand and believe that they would go through, like, first of all, that Mayweather would dissolve his legacy by saying, you know what, I'm going to fix a fight for some more money.
Right.
But when you see he owes money, I don't want to fathom that because I just pushed buy for $99.
The thing is, I don't think this fight is fixed, personally.
Me neither.
But
I hope it's not.
Like you said, you asked me, could it be fixed?
Still,
this is the sport you're going to fix something in.
Yeah, this in UFC. I mean, when it's one-on-one combat, it's impossible to sit here and say that it's not going to happen.
Right.
So, what I'm going to do Saturday, and I'm sure you feel the same, is I'm going to sit down and try to enjoy a historic event, and hopefully I don't have my mouth wide open at the end like, what the fuck was that? Hopefully it's like, man, that was a good fight, or, Mayweather boxed the whole time. Like you said, if what you said last time, which is McGregor's going to get cut in the second round, then, you know when something is fixed, man.
Right.
Like, is he dodging? Is he really swinging? So, I mean, I'm interested after reading it. I'm trying to, like, not read anything else. I just
it's not even worth reading. This is the thing that people don't understand is people are, Mayweather said this, McGregor said that. Guys, they're selling the fight.
Yes. Totally.
Whether it's fixed or not, which I don't think it is, they're going to sell the fight.
And he has someone
Mayweather
that can
said,
sell it just like him.
I owe it to the fans for a knockout. You think he's going in? You think he's going to alter his style for you guys to knock people out? He hasn't knocked guys out in 12, 15 years.
What's his name?
He hasn't knocked guys out.
So don't be, sullied to the fact that they sell fights. Mayweather has had like the last 3 or 4 fights where he was selling fights by himself.
Right.
So he has to do something. And you know what he does? You know what? I want to get this guy. Pacquiao is just Pacquiao.
Right.
Even though that would have sold, but it's like, really. But now you got a guy like McGregor who's saying, damn, let me get this guy in here. So, we obviously gave you guys a special live feed today. Go ahead.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Before we end the show.
Yeah.
You tell me who you got, how it ends, what round.
Mm-hmm. I got Floyd Mayweather.
Okay.
5th round
Okay.
TKO.
5th round.
5th round technical knockout. It's too many punches. Stop it. Why is he still punching him in the face? Ouch. Ouch.
That, just to tell you,
Yeah.
Bernard Cross doesn't agree with you. He says McGregor wins, setting up a second fight and a bigger payday.
What do you think about Bernard's statement and your own?
Well, that would be very intelligent by the boxing world.
It would.
I will give you that. However,
That kills Mayweather's
the
legacy.
only way McGregor can win,
Is by
the only way, is he knocks him out.
knockout.
He cannot win on points. He cannot win, period, unless he knocks him out. And I will leave you with this.
What is that Gabby? What is she saying no to?
Oh, wait, let me see.
I'd love to know. Is she saying no to Mayweather or no to what I said? But go ahead.
I'm not sure. But I will leave you with this.
Yeah.
Whether it's yes, no, maybe so. I don't know. I will leave you with this. The boxing world, that would be ideal for them. They would make more money on a rematch, blah, blah, blah. But that is not going to happen. We're using 2 or 3 of us here.
I was just about to say that.
My man Adam. So, I got Mayweather,
Okay.
also by TKO.
All right. Punches or just he knocked him down? Is he going to knock him down?
No,
Just the barrage of punches, right?
a barrage.
That's what
He's
I
going to
thought.
cut him up.
Okay.
In the 8th round. I got him in the 8th. Because there's one thing for sure, and I will not ever question how tough McGregor is.
Mm-hmm.
I saw him in a slugfest twice
Okay.
with Nate Diaz. But I will say this, which also was exposed in both of those fights. He better have been training. Italy wins. He better have been training because in both of those fights, his stamina was not good.
In McGregor's?
Both of those fights,
Okay.
his stamina was.
Even the one he won, you're right.
The one that he lost, he ran out of gas after he killed him in the first round
True.
and then lost.
But he
And the one that
punched
he
himself
won,
out.
they both punched themselves out, and it went 5. And the last 2 rounds of that were them just absolutely out of it.
Just out of it,
And
but
guess
they were
what?
still
You're
slugging.
fighting the most in shape. I don't care if he's 49.
Okay. He is a machine.
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 Say all you want. Hey, those all accesses are free.
24/7.
Watch them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all access now, pal. HBO's.
Over 12 hours a
joining
day
now.
in the
Dude,
gym.
In the gym. You guys got to, I said it the last show. LeBron's who he is because they're in the gym. When you're walking around with your sunglasses on the beach, this shit ain't coming to you. You got to be in the gym. And Mayweather's been in the gym. Look at the little motherfucker. You guys got to understand that, man. But you know what? I love it. I love to talk about it. I can't wait till the fight. And, watch our pages. We're going to be posting, talking shit to each other. And just for memories, episode 16 is when Anthony lost, or is it Harry? Harry lost a steak dinner. For Anthony, for Dylan, now everybody's joined.